This is Dinar shift, and the financial tremors we are monitoring today are radiating far beyond the typical daily currency movements. The news circulating right now is the kind that financial professionals and long-term currency watchers have anticipated for years, causing an undeniable stir across major money desks and strategic planning rooms globally. The urgent reports surfacing indicate a significant, verifiable action within the core of the international banking system concerning the Iraqi dinar. The headline that has now emerged, confirming new dinar contract rates found in banking systems and the subsequent global markets reaction, is providing a tangible signal to a narrative long steeped in speculation. The information pouring in from numerous international regions confirms a sudden and pivotal update on internal system screens within various financial networks. These screens are displaying new, updated contract values specifically tied to the Iraqi dinar, rates that were not previously visible or active. This cannot be overstated. Key financial systems are showing figures that suggest an operational readiness for a currency event. For those who have followed the complex journey of the dinar's potential revaluation, this represents the most concrete, behind-the-scenes confirmation yet that a fundamental change is being implemented. This is not casual forum talk. These are trained financial operatives observing real-time numerical inputs in systems where updates only occur when major action is imminent. The profound reaction to this discovery is understandable, extending well beyond the immediate circle of dinar holders to impact global financial strategies. For a significant period, discussions about a potential rise in the dinar's value remained largely theoretical, a waiting game defined by predictions rather than visible evidence of banking preparations. The activation of internal bank rates, even if they are shielded from public foreign exchange forex view, signals a monumental shift in the narrative. It confirms that the technical groundwork for a systemic exchange event is now visibly underway. It can be likened to a complex mechanism that has been meticulously assembled over time, and the essential components are now being tested and powered up, awaiting the final switch. The term contract rate is critical to understanding the gravity of this development. It represents a calculation figure utilized internally by banks for setting future currency exchange valuations. While it is distinct from the final publicly posted rate that might be offered to the general public or retail investors, its appearance signifies the private financial world's preparation for future currency alignment and pricing. When these contract values are actively updated within the core banking infrastructure, it is the financial equivalent of the starting pistol being loaded, the authoritative precursor to a race. The banking world maintains extremely rigorous protocols. Introducing or changing international currency values requires clearance, planning, and operational readiness across multiple internal departments and international partners. Consequently, the emergence of these new rates behind the bank's digital curtain suggests that high-level authorities within the global financial architecture are actively anticipating and preparing for a major monetary motion. Analysts tracking global currency shifts are now recognizing this as a critical moment for the dinar story. The timing of this apparent preparedness is deeply intertwined with the years of structural reform undertaken by Iraq. The nation has spent considerable time and resources strengthening its financial backbone, rolling out advanced banking technology, tightening its monetary policy, and reinforcing its foreign currency reserves, all aimed at ensuring the dinar had credible, stable support for any future global recognition. These documented, visible improvements have been proceeding methodically, step by step, for years. Therefore, when banking screens now reflect updated contractual numbers, financial experts interpret this as the system communicating a state of readiness for the inevitable formal announcement. It is viewed by some as the final technical connection being made, not necessarily indicating an immediate public event today or tomorrow, but signaling that the entire operational structure is fully assembled, tested, and poised for the ultimate trigger. This alone represents a monumental milestone that investors have awaited for over a decade, transforming the long-term wait into a defined countdown. With this significant banking development now circulating, millions of market participants are watching intently, because global markets have a known tendency to react instantly to credible, concrete preparation. The mere presence of a single contractual number can initiate major shifts in trading behavior, prompt hedge funds to adjust their exposure, and necessitate new financial models from leading analysts. The major financial institutions prioritize gaining an advantage by acting ahead of a significant market move. Those who previously dismissed or ignored the Iraqi dinar are now compelled to pause, question their assumptions, and review the detailed financial reports being generated. Finance is fundamentally governed by confidence and expectation, and confidence is rapidly accelerated when global banking systems take demonstrable action. For the long-term holders of the dinar, this moment calls for a measured response, maintaining alertness and a focus on these concrete, realistic developments. The active nature of this internal setup strongly suggests a forward trajectory. Historically, once preparatory actions of this magnitude are initiated within the banking system, they rarely reverse course. They typically progress towards their intended operational conclusion. The psychological aspect of this news is equally important. Many dinar holders have exhibited profound patience across years or even decades, navigating periods of doubt, conflicting news, and deep frustration. This development provides something distinctly tangible, not a political speech nor an anonymous prediction, but a measurable shift within the banking system itself. When concrete signs finally appear, the collective hope among long-term holders begins to evolve into active strategy. The critical question shifts from, will this ever happen? To the more strategic, what is the optimal first action when the change officially goes live? This transformation in mindset can, in itself, influence the energy of the overall financial event, as global finance often reacts to the collective expectation and preparedness of its participants. The quiet confidence demonstrated by millions of prepared individuals becomes a collective signal that the wider world must ultimately acknowledge. A further layer of analysis being explored by financial experts is the critical element of security and institutional credibility. Major global banks operate under strict regulatory and operational oversight. They would never insert new or untested values into their live systems if there was any chance of confusing staff, creating internal errors, or compromising financial integrity. The appearance of this new data is backed by institutional oversight, requiring formal approvals, rigorous protocol checks, and system-wide alignment. This confirms that the action is not a mistake or a temporary placeholder. It is a structured, intentional, and high-level maneuver. For those tracking the meticulous groundwork and reforms enacted in Iraq over the last several years, this banking activity demonstrates alignment at the highest levels of both government and finance. A sovereign nation preparing to solidify and strengthen its currency's international position does not proceed with casual or arbitrary actions. It operates with careful, deliberate, and strategic intention, which is precisely what the visible systems preparations suggest is now happening. Understanding what this means for the retail currency holder watching this news at home is vital. The first and most critical point is to remain composed. While the emergence of new contract rates is indeed a massive development, it does not guarantee an immediate exchange or cash in event. It signifies that the sequence of preparatory actions leading to that moment is now live and in motion. Secondly, protecting the existing holding is paramount. Those with physical currency should ensure its secure storage, and those with digital records must secure their account information, as periods of high excitement often attract opportunistic scammers with false claims. Thirdly, now is the essential time to formalize a concrete plan. Allowing high emotions to dictate decisions can lead to poor outcomes. Smart, rational planning is the key to maximizing potential success. The period before a public announcement is the most strategic time to refine one's approach, not after the news is official and market speed accelerates. This operational shift also reignites discussions about Iraq's underlying economic power. Iraq possesses one of the strongest confirmed energy reserve bases on the entire planet. The combination of robust oil output, established trade agreements, and an increasingly sophisticated technology sector provides the fundamental wealth required to support a significantly stronger currency valuation. Economists have long argued that, relative to the nation's immense natural wealth, the dinar has been technically undervalued. The final stage financial reforms, if they are indeed culminating, would logically lead the currency to more accurately reflect this true national strength. A stronger dinar would inherently grant Iraq a more influential global presence, drawing in greater volumes of foreign investment and thereby fueling sustained economic growth for decades to come. The question of whether this technical banking development will trigger an immediate global market reaction is being answered with a resounding affirmation, as the reaction is already in progress. Major institutional investors worldwide are acutely tuned into every movement within the currency systems. When these professional market participants observe internal rate shifts, they instantly perceive a potential opportunity or risk. Forex markets are capable of rapid, substantial swings when any currency transitions into a significantly stronger position. Certain high-volume traders are already positioning themselves in anticipation of the volatility that such a currency event would create. This is precisely why the news has captured the immediate attention of major financial hubs from Wall Street to Dubai. The timing element is the source of the most intense analytical focus. When central banking systems update internal values, it is conventionally understood to mean that all related components and regulatory pieces are fully aligned and simply waiting. The public announcement often follows a deliberate, controlled internal rollout within financial networks. designed to ensure operational stability and prevent system failures when the official notification is made. Therefore, although no individual can cite the precise day or hour, market watchers are widely confirming that the internal countdown has demonstrably begun. The key takeaway is clear. The focus has moved beyond waiting for Iraq to begin its preparation. The preparation is now visibly manifesting itself live within the financial infrastructure. This technical signal also triggers a chain reaction of international pressure. When internal contract rates appear, foreign financial institutions and major corporations immediately run sophisticated simulations. These simulations calculate the impact on international loans, potential oil contracts, and vast trading partnerships using the updated values. When banks allocate resources to run these complex simulations, they are typically doing so because they have a high expectation that those scenarios will materialize into reality. This external pressure from global financial institutions, by preparing for a stronger dinar, can itself accelerate the overall timeline for the official change. Moreover, the long-term impact on global credibility is enormous. The act of moving forward with such demonstrated financial discipline and a clear economic direction significantly enhances Iraq's power to negotiate, forge alliances, and set enduring market expectations. A currency that is rising in value is one of the most powerful geopolitical tools a nation can use to signal its readiness to compete on the world stage. Should the dinar officially enter a new valuation phase, Iraq instantly elevates its status as a more dominant player in global energy deals and a prime destination for foreign direct investment. The operational focus for dinar holders must now pivot back to practical strategy. Knowledge is power, and chaotic reaction is the greatest enemy of sound strategy. The most informed individuals maintain calm, observe system changes carefully, and actively dismiss unsubstantiated rumors that distract from verifiable signals. If internal banking rates continue to be updated and aligned, it provides ongoing, compelling evidence that the complex financial mechanics are successfully connecting. Staying connected to credible, verified reporting, calmly observing global market reactions, and avoiding impulsive decisions are paramount. Historical financial movements show clearly that those who panic or react prematurely often sacrifice opportunities later in the process. Another immensely powerful sign is the visible unity between Iraq's stated government vision and the actual quantifiable financial action. For years, leaders in Iraq have publicly articulated their intent to strengthen the national currency's value. Now, seeing the sophisticated global banking systems react with internal operational changes confirms that action is aligning perfectly with the stated mission. This strategic alignment is a deeply significant indicator of purpose. Beyond the technical movements, individual investors must also address practical steps like tax strategy, securing potential exchange options, and comprehensive financial planning. Whether the final valuation shift is rapid or gradual, being fully prepared for the eventual change positions a holder for the highest potential success. A vast number of people will delay taking any definitive action until the news is officially announced to the public, but by that point, the most strategic preparations may have already been made by others. The imperative is to be in a position to act decisively, rather than merely react to the news. Reflecting on the long and arduous journey provides necessary perspective. Years ago, the concept of a dinar revaluation was often met with ridicule and skepticism. Many were told it was an impossible or unrealistic hope. Today, those former doubters are now compelled to pay serious attention as a new and tangible chapter begins. The persistent and patient holders who navigated through the doubt are now witnessing a concrete emergence that many never thought possible. Financial networks across the globe are monitoring this situation with extreme vigilance. The precise moment that official recognition or a formal revaluation hits the wire will trigger a massive, rapid flow of international transactions, creating an instantaneous sense of urgency across global finance where every fractional second will matter. If past financial events are any indication, the velocity of a major sovereign currency shift can literally alter the financial landscape overnight. The most important question remains, does this internal banking activity constitute the official confirmation of a global revalue event? The answer is no, not in the sense of a public declaration. However, it does provide clear, undeniable evidence that all the complex prerequisites required for such a fundamental change are systematically lining up, piece by piece. When the final component fits into place, historical precedent suggests action will swiftly follow. This development elevates the possibility from mere speculation into the realm of probable operational reality. The preparation unfolding right now is arguably the strongest possible signal that one can receive before the eventual public announcement. The final connections are being firmly established. The long silence is now breaking, and the curtain is poised to rise on a moment that many never expected to witness in their lifetimes. Responsibility, composed patience, and clear strategic thinking are the most critical tools for currency holders right now. Savvy individuals are quietly formulating diversified strategies, evaluating alternative exchange options, and creating staged financial planning documents. The ability to plan intelligently separates the winners from the watchers in moments of major financial change. It is not necessary to predict the exact hour of the announcement. The requirement is simply to be completely ready for the precise moment it arrives. In summation, the news that new dinar contract rates have been found in banking systems and that global markets are reacting accordingly signifies history in motion. Maintain focus, stay rigorously informed through credible sources, and ensure you are prepared because the operational signals are flashing green. When the official announcement is eventually made, the world of finance will move with unprecedented speed. The ultimate question for every holder is whether they will be prepared to move effectively with it.